What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to USD. As you guys know, hopefully you've been following the market even slightly. You'd know today we're actually down quite a bit. Some of these cryptos are actually falling almost double digits, which is actually very surprising. But in anticipation, we were definitely very aware, and I was almost expecting to see this correction happen. Hopefully you guys caught yesterday's video where I did discuss an ascending wedge forming on a lot of cryptocurrencies. Usually those tend to break bearish. That is exactly what we saw. So hopefully you watched yesterday's video, you would have seen that this was kind of coming. I was referencing that there is a chance to short the market right here, and this would have been it. So hopefully you guys, learned something from that and profited hopefully off of that move. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments below. But in today's video, we're going to kind of discuss how low we anticipate these cryptocurrencies to fall down to. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP. A lot of these cryptos are correcting lower. They are starting to retrace and drop lower, and I thought I would spend today's video discussing how low in anticipation this is going to go. Is it over? Are we going to see more? And then how high could we potentially be moving to afterwards? Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So as you guys can see, hopefully, we actually did just break 13.7K subscribers, which is absolutely awesome. Only 300, a little less than 300 subs away from 14,000, which is absolutely amazing. And then 6K away from 20,000, which is the goal. And I think we will honestly crush that and hit that very soon. But yesterday's video was basically in reference to the biggest move in 2020 for XRP. As we know, we haven't really seen much volume coming into the market. Ever so recently, we started to see that. And we were anticipating a very big move to happen. Now, we were anticipating a big correction of some sort to happen in the near moment. As you guys, if you watched yesterday's video, would have known that we were expecting to see after this ascending wedge a big dump or pump, as you can see shown graphed on the thumbnail. We were anticipating either direction to pretty much capitalize or break in some sort of direction. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. As you guys can see on the current coin market cap, basically that is what we're starting to expect now. We're starting to see the correction. We're starting to correct down lower. A lot of these cryptos are freaking bombing much lower. Bitcoin Cash down 10%, Bitcoin SV 13%, EOS 13%. Major swings to the downside, like absolutely massive. But this was anticipated. It was discussed in yesterday's video. You guys can watch yesterday's video. Just a quick recap. As you guys can see, what I want to talk about is obviously the dump that we're seeing right now in a lot of these coins, how low we could be potentially going, and then whether or not I'm going to be buying in long, shorting, things of that nature. So yesterday I showed you guys this very interesting graph right here, and this pretty much is a great representation of what exactly is happening right now, and that's why I was referencing this in yesterday's video. You can see basically a lot of things are happening right now. Quite interesting, but a lot of things are taking place. You can see that we did have the current price shoot in to the falling or the ascending wedge right here with a clear resistance up top and a clear support at the bottom, and you can see we came into it hitting support we came into it hitting resistance up top, then fell lower. You can see that's the same thing that happened to Bitcoin. We came into it, then fell to support. Same thing with Litecoin. We came into it, then hit support. Very similar with the chart right here. You can see after consolidation, eventually we broke bearish through it. How low per se? They're calculating by the mouth of the ascending wedge is the same size as the correction lower that we could be anticipating. So I want to kind of discuss those things with you guys right now, and then kind of figure out whether or not we should be buying long or selling short. At the end of this video, there's a very high chance I'm going to be making a position on DueDEX. So definitely make sure that if you want to know my position, check out DueDEX, because I'm going to be doing that any second after we get done with the technical analysis. So as you guys can see, they calculated the mouth of the breakout, which would be the size of the correction lower. So that's what we have to go off of. You can also see these tend to break bearish, and that is literally exactly what is happening right now on the cryptocurrency. That's what we discussed in yesterday's video, and we're going to continue that in today's episode. So honestly, to start, let's look at XRP. I know we have a ton of XRP fans. The 33 cent was a massive resistance. You can clearly see a couple of things here. extreme support at 30 cents, extreme resistance at 33 cents. You can see the price has basically, consolidated in between this area for months on months on months. You can see exactly how long. We'll just take this, for example, 160 days of just sideways movement and sideways consolidation. It made a lot of sense that we were going to see a lot of inconsistency and uncertainty in the market at this point. Now, I do just want to extend this up because this is still plausible that we could be coming back down, consolidating into what appears to be another uptrend with a resistance. But I do believe the coin is going to kind of play around in this zone for quite some time. Now, obviously, what a lot of people might consider is, oh, the market's dropping, let's continue to sell. That may not be, a viable thing. This is honestly, consider it the market is on sale and that there's a very high chance we could be buying discounted rates, and then in effort that the prices go back up tomorrow and the following, and we'll basically get that after today's video. So you can see, though, the markets are consolidating. The mouth of the breakout is the size of the correction downwards. So let's look at Litecoin and we'll look at Bitcoin. So basically the mouth of the breakout. So we had a price level of up here and we fell to this region right here. We have about a 17.9% dip. So let's take this and move this over, to the mouth, or to the correction right now that we're seeing. If you notice something, this is about the same as the mouth of the breakout. We'll draw this on here again. This is about the same size as what we just recently saw. This is about 14%. This is about 14%. You can see for the most part, this is basically the same size as the breakout that we're seeing. This is the break up. This is the breakdown. It's the same size. It's the same percentage. Very, very, very similar in the market. Is this referencing a bottom and maybe it's time to be buying in? Very interesting things to check out. If we look at the weekly looks okay. We're finally getting bullish. Ton of inconsistency, ton of uncertainty in the market right here. Just going back into the past, I don't really see much of that uncertainty in the past as resistances and support, but it's literally clear as day that this could be reference to an evening star doji forming. A lot of issues at this zone right here, and clear sign of what could be a reversal lower. Very interesting, something we have to pay close attention to. As I extend the market upwards, you can see maybe if we extend this, maybe this will help us kind of move up freely. But I also want to show you guys the 4 hour. When you look at the 4 hour on the Litecoin chart, you can see a couple of things. Notice that the mouth of the breakout, which is this right here, is about the same size as what we just experienced here, and we're kind of already pulling back down to what appears to be a support. We know we have a support at $72. We know that 73 is the high lot MMA, and it looks like we're coming very close to retesting this. We're also extremely low now on the RSI on the daily, on the 4 hour. It looks like this may be the end, and it may be a sign to reverse our position and buy long right now. And I want to consider that within Bitcoin specifically. I want to focus on Bitcoin now because, as we know, that's the coin that we can short on DueDEX. So if we consider the mouth to the drop, this is about a 7% drop. I'm not going to consider this part, but basically the top to the point of support, about 7%. Now let's calculate a 7% drop right here. 7% would send us literally even smaller, honestly, right there is about the same right here. So you can see from the mouth of the drop, this is about even. These are about the same thing. We have this correction down 7%. This is the mouth. We have the same correction down 7%. It's about what we're experiencing right now. This may be the telltale sign that this may be the bottom. The bottom might be in for the correction that was needed, and maybe now it's time for us to potentially extend up even higher. Looking at the 4 hour, clear sign of support being retested. Clear 4 hour high-low middle moving average being bottomed off right here. We're retesting this. Very high chance we could then correct up higher. It's odd. When we look at this ascending wedge, we see much more consolidation downwards. We may not experience that with Bitcoin. We may bounce off of this and head higher. We do have a very strong support at 95.70, so that's something to consider as well. Now, what I really want to focus on is looking at, we know Ethereum is in some sort of opened mouth wedge. It's not even a wedge. It's some like opening triangle that's forming. I want to consider more so some sort of uptrend with this clear resistance up top here. That's kind of why we're battling that falling lower. You can also see a lot of the market got capped. We had XRP to reference, Bitcoin to reference, Litecoin reference with this ascending wedge. But for the most part, I want to look at the DueDEX chart more specifically. You guys can see what happened on DueDEX. Now, the Bitcoin Coinbase chart that I use on TradingView is a little bit different than the DueDEX chart that uses DueDEX's, exchange and prices. You can see what's interesting is with Bitcoin, we had some sort of ascending wedge that broke bearish, and on on DueDEX's Bitcoin chart, you'll notice we don't necessarily have that. We have more of this uptrend, and you can see that every time we retest the bottom, it ends up being a higher low. So we've had numerous higher lows. We had one here. Wow, that is a terrible color to use. Let's get yellow. So you can see we had one right here. We had two right here. We had a third, and then we had a fourth. This could be referencing the fourth higher low being tested. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a very, very, very small chance we could be breaking down from here, falling lower to $9,200. They may be in reference to that ending the bear market, but we needed the consolidation. It pulled us all the way back down to 57 on the RSI. It may give us room now to actually head up higher, and that's why I plan on actually buying long in this video. Now, I think it's worth the risk. We had the consolidation we needed. It was a lot quicker than anticipated, but this is what was expected. Now, I mean, I'd be very shocked if we fall even lower. I may actually set up some sort of stop loss to put us in at about maybe I'd say $9,700 at the current $9,900. That's pretty much the bottom I'm anticipating. Maybe even a support at $95. I'd have a sell-off maybe at $9,500 or $9,600, and then in anticipation we correct up higher from this, because you notice every time we have the rally, we tend to fall lower. Every time we have a rally, we fall lower. Rally up, we fall lower. It's literally a constant pattern that we seem to have over and over again. And this could be in reference to a new higher low being set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, after we see the consolidation, we retested a very critical support. Very high chance we could head up higher from that. So that's why I do want to put in a long. I'm going to put in about $1,000 at the current price. We could do a market order. We could even set up, let's check out the risk manager again. So if we wanted to buy a limit order at the current price of 10,000, no, the current price of the market right now seems to be 10,284. Even though it says 99, that's a little odd. All right, so my bad. I actually had to re-sign into DueDEX. That's why the prices weren't actually matching the current price, wasn't matching the order book. But you can see now that the price is matching, we want to set up a limit order. I don't really want to do leverage. I mean, I guess we could. Buying long at the current price of 99.04. I don't think we really need to take profit. It's more of a stop loss that I want to put out. And I want to risk this maybe by a stop loss at $9,600. That's kind of where I feel more comfortable. $9,600 would be about right here. So at a current price of 99, if we fall to 96, we'll be... it'll complete the order this way. I don't lose too much, but this is anticipation of a rally up. 99, very high chance we go lower. I mean, I could honestly probably put it at 96.50 to be more comfortable. I don't think we'll see any sort of crash to that level. So I actually am going to reduce this to 96.50. So I kind of feel more comfortable with that level. 96.50 is about right here, and there's a very, I think, low chance that we're going to fall lower. I'd be shocked. So I'm going to put that stop loss here. If it shorts, then it shorts. But this is in anticipation that buying Bitcoin on a discount of about 3.5% after the major tank. This is going to be the end of the consolidation. We have Bitcoin falling right here. This is where it's going to stop, and then we may actually start to head up higher. Ethereum looks fairly okay, still referencing that we could go lower. I mean, this looks like just inconsistency in the market, but there's a very high chance. We're going to take that risk. We're going to put in about 1,000 where I can. I'll figure that out, and then we'll put the order in. All right, so I set the quantity to 1,017, 1.25%. The long cost is 0.01 of a Bitcoin, and you can see it's good till canceled last, and it's as simple as clicking place order, and that should be completed. So we have the limit order set right now with a stop loss at around 96.50. So that's pretty much what we're going to be. Here's our stop loss, 96.47, and that is basically covering my ass. And if we do decide to head up even higher, I should be hopefully profiting off of it, and it will, clear once the price actually reaches that level. Otherwise, if you guys wanted to copy this trade, definitely make sure to check out the link in the description down below. That's where you'll be able to sign up for DueDEX. It's pretty much one of the only websites that I really like that offers this, so definitely make sure to check that out. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.